Fantasy has... The only reason it's winning is because it had some previous votes. In terms of number of votes so far, Orc and Elves has actually gained more votes than Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, I think, started with 37. I mean, it's not that far behind. If you ignore the extra votes, it would actually be like at 15 or so right now. So you're basically kind of even with Tokyo Xanadu and Orcs and Elves. So this is a very good chance. I mean, we got a lot of time before we close the voting. Especially since the next couple of games are long. We have Final Fantasy, 1 and 2. Like, number 1's relatively short. Number 2 is still fairly long. We have KOTOR 2. And we have Growlancer Generations. That right there is like 2 games in 1. There's like 2 games out of those 3 that are 2 games in 1. So, it's going to be a lot of time before we get to the... before we close the vote, so... It's anybody's game. If Orc and Elves won, though, that would make like 3 DS games in a row for fast forwards. Which would be kind of crazy. Alright, what's my controller doing? What's the battery level on this thing? Man, you can't beat the battery level of Nintendo things, like the classic controller, or what the hell they call it, the Pro controller on the Wii U. I think you can go for like days without being charged, like literal days of use. A PlayStation controller, you're lucky to get like 5 hours out of that thing before it needs to be charged. It's crazy. We go. At least now we can just kind of ignore the treasures and just need to get to the bottom floor. It's not a good start. That's not a good start. Let's get ambushed by 6 gargoyles. How am I doing for beast theory? Got 23% of monsters. Missed the monster. It's that one right where I missed. We need to go back. Yeah, it's in the area we're in right now. Oh, we missed one monster over here. It looks like a water monster, considering it's next to all the other water enemies. Power Plus. We've only seen one of these, so these are pretty uncommon. The X Potion. More Lesser Tigers. These guys drop tents, so that'd be one way of grinding for tents, go into the giant hallway there. The Golden Needle. We didn't get like ripped off by... The one thing with these bosses, I should save before any boss fight, and then fight the boss, and then check the bestiary and see if it drops something. That'd be good. And then just reload and fight the boss again until you get that drop. I wish there was something that would lower encounter rates. Maybe there is. I don't have it yet. Whatever it is. I think. little more to the right, I think, up here. Why is the encounter rate so bad? This would be like a 5-hour game if the encounter rate wasn't this bad. It's hard to tell. I mean, Yuri technically wasn't a man either. Yuri was like a construct. I really wish I get to the point where I'm faster than the enemies. Because when you start a fight against a group of 9 enemies, and every single enemy gets a turn before you do, it's just sucks. Pretty much. I mean, he was basically like he was kind of like an android. It's complicated, right? So he's basically like a construct from the created by the overlords to like observe the humans. Of course, Yuri didn't know that, right? He for all intents and purposes, he believed he was human. And in his mind, him and Kira were like brother and sister. Of course, in everybody else's viewpoint, they weren't related because, you know, the observers, I guess, had the ability of just making everybody think whatever the hell they wanted to. There's also when Kira got like, she basically stopped existing there. Nobody remembered her existence. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I played Final Fantasy II once so far, so I can't even remember anything about Final Fantasy II in terms of the plot. Like, this game I played so many times, it's like pretty good idea where to go and what to do and every time I play it. But number 2, yeah, I don't recall anything about it. So then I'll be like replaying that game, it'll be like fresh again. Wrong turn. Like, how long has it been since I... I played Final Fantasy Origins. It's been a while. An RPG quest? Well, this is the 3rd time I'm playing Final Fantasy 1. And I played it definitely before that, like multiple times. I've beaten it maybe like twice before I did it for RPG Quest, so... God, yeah, it's been a while. It's been 2 years since I played Origins. So yeah, my recollection of that game is very limited at this point. I'm sure once I start playing it, some of the memories will come back a little bit, but I can't even think of what the plot even was of that game. Like, there's the overarching plot, or any of the characters or anything like that. Could be completely fresh. I'm assuming Square probably expected number 3 to be the worst one, since we didn't get 3 until much later. Like 2 at least. I mean, up to this point, this is the second time 2 was released in North America. Final Fantasy 3 has yet to have been released in North America at this point, until the DS. No, Origins was 1 and 2. There's Final Fantasy Origins, Final Fantasy Anthologies, and Final Fantasy Chronicles. Anthologies, I believe, was 5 and 6, and Chronicles was 4 and Chrono Trigger, I think. Don't quote me on that. Final Fantasy Origins was also the last RPG on the on PlayStation 1. Well, last English RPG, anyways. So officially finished the PS1 in 2022. Those are late release. It was like 2003 release. Wait, yeah. So man. 2 years later, and I'm only like 1 year later in RPG Quest in terms of like timeline. So that's a thing. I'm definitely not catching up to the games. It's taking me 2 years to get through 1 year. I mean, basically at the end of 2004 now. Still got some really long games to go. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't finish the 2004 until next year. Especially with I don't know how long Growlancer Generations is going to be, but I imagine it's going to be relatively long. Considering you have like 2 full-size, tactical RPGs or whatever in one. Final Fantasy 2 wouldn't have Saga. I mean, that wouldn't have been a big loss. Saga's okay, but yeah. Without Saga, we wouldn't have had Unlimited Saga, so I call that a overall win. Actually difficult boss. Saga Frontier was okay, but playing all the characters there, just a lot of them just felt like the endings kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I remember Blue's ending being pretty rough there. And of course, loot was basically not even like completed. It felt unpolished, unfinished, and very repetitive if you're playing multiple characters. Saga Frontier 2 was better, I find. And of course, Unlimited Saga is just... oof. Unlimited Saga is bad. How much does this one cost? 25 mana. Maybe 100. I mean, Saga still has chances to redeem itself. There's plenty of Saga games left to go. Just we didn't really get much in North America until, like, much later. Yeah. Re-releases of all the older ones. How many Saga games are there now to play? Probably way too many. 24 unplayed. Well, that includes Xenosaga, I guess, but... and Digital Devil Saga. Alright, so a lot of those are not Saga games. I guess it's a very common word. So taking out all the extraneous ones is probably like a good, 10 at least. Maybe. Plus like hunting 68 hours for Grandmaster and 20 plus. So Grandmaster 2 is a lot shorter. I mean, I guess it was kind of like Arclad 1. Arclad 1 was very short compared to 2 and 3. 2 and 3 were like crazy long games. But 1 was like a prologue of 2 pretty much. Paralyzed Sunny, please. I hate how everything attacks first. Yeah, Saga games are definitely not known for their easy difficulty. Boss fights in Saga games are usually, like, hard. Very hard. Points. I guess me by crazy persons for higher-ups are too afraid to get in his way. That is true. Treasure. Ambushed, but Ogre Mage and high-end guns. As long as it was released officially in English in some form. Physically, that is. There's a bunch of, like, Saga games that are released in, like, Asia. But they're, like, fully playable in English, so... Every one of these chests has an enemy encounter. There was a hell of a coincidence there. Giving a Sega game a budget? What are they thinking? Sphinxes. Yeah. It's probably like seen as the best one, I'm guessing. Because there's a lot of releases of that game, isn't there? The game in North America has a whole bunch of versions of 2. It's an annoying room. So many attacks, so many fights. Sega anymore. They could just call it Final Fantasy Legends 4. Fight cockatrices. Cockatrice. Oh, the encounter rate, why is it so bad? enemies. I guess they stopped calling these things, what were they called in the original one, like wizards or something? Which made you think like, oh man, these guys are gonna cast spells, so you try to like silence them and then never cast spells, they just hit you really hard. It's like, now, call them Pisco demons now. HD one. Very nice little one. It's kind of weird they're starting with 3. I mean, obviously 3 is the prequel to 1 and 2, but I mean, it kind of spoils it for anybody who hasn't like played the series. They're releasing 3 first. It's like, yo, 3 is actually the start, so we're releasing it first. That's why we're just streaming speedrun in Japan. I'm sure it's probably highly regarded as one of the best, like, OG ones. Okay, stop equipping weapons. HP games. It's 7 HP. What's going on with Trucane's stat gains? Maybe once he hits Master, he'll like get like some really crazy stat gains, but right now he's doing horrible. The DS and Pixel Remaster, which are the only versions I'll be playing. Support black belts. Is it one of those where you get to keep like some of the job abilities when you switch jobs, or like Final Fantasy V kind of does it? Or I've never played 3. This one was the worst one. I will. I mean, considering we keep getting DS games for the fast forwards, I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up on the next fast forward. Although I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Pixel Remaster before I get the DS one. I mean, that'd be one time where, like, you know, even though the Pixel Remaster technically came out after the DS one, I'd be fine playing 3 on the Pixel Remaster first. I think it's for DS, I think. Seems final boss room. Or not final, but... Stupid. Who speaks to me? I am he who feeds on the power of the earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal men. I am the Lich, fiend of the earth. Hooray! Because we have to walk out. Optional dungeon. I wonder how hard this is. I wonder if it's something we could do like right now, or if it's something we'd have to like end game kind of thing. I'll have to go visit and check it out. It's the altar of Earth, from which the power of Earth flows forth. Let's give you a teleport out of here. One down, 2 to go. Freaking math. 1 down, 3 to go. God, why is the encounter rate so bad? I feel like the encounter rate's higher than the original game. Maybe it's just me. It was one of those I play like every couple of years, so Final Fantasy II is definitely the one that I have the like non-existent memories of. That was my first time playing through that game, so vague recollection of that one. It's like Dragon Warriors 1 to 3. I played those enough times that I remember those pretty well, but Dragon Warrior 4, I played that once, so my memories of 4 are very vague. Was, yes. End of the PS1 era. Slept in my father's shop. Who is her father? Crystal must be shining again. Final Fantasy 7 kept freezing in the Juno weapon fight. Must have had a scratch disc. So I remember my first copy of Final Fantasy VII there when I played for RPG Quest, when I got to the second disc, I think. That one was like, I couldn't even get past the friggin' cinematic, it was that bad. Luckily I found another copy pretty easily there, and that wasn't an issue afterwards, but it's always fun. Seriously? Ambushed by a bunch of goblins. Alright, see how bad this place is. Mystique went away. So I took a peek inside. It was living over with gruesome monsters. Astute if I were you. Black Goblin. I mean, the first enemies aren't really doing any additional damage, so they seem easy. Counter rate still sucks ass, though. Grizzle Master, thanks so much for the 5 months of awesome support. Very quickly indeed. 5 awesome months. This feels like it's randomly generated. Is this randomly generated? It has a feeling of like a random generation. A white curtain. Cast Null Frost. Could have used that in the last battle. Skulder. Versus Mule. Oh yeah, Diablo 1 is fantastic for that. There's definitely some games before that did random generation, you know, like roguelike genre stuff in terms of like a nice symmetric kind of dungeon crawler like that. It's done very well. That's where you're gonna run out of poison antidotes here. Counter rate is just stupid in this. These beads. When you try to run, you're just going to take a hit. I really wish you'd at least have the option of potentially running away before the enemies all attack. Having it so every encounter the enemies all attack before you can attack is just super freaking annoying. And if you get an ambush, they attack twice before you get to attack once. It's even worse. Yeah. Let's see how long it takes before I can walk 10 steps without getting an encounter. how many encounters it's going to take before I can actually go 10 steps without one encounter. My guess is going to be like 5 encounters before it happens. Hey, Kalak. It is. 1, 2, well, it's kind of hard when I'm running. 4, nope, that's 0. That's 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we made it 10. Bloom Widows. Give the enemies more attacks per round, that's annoying. So to count seconds, yeah. Can we make it 5 seconds? It's hard in this area because of all these things that block our path. Got some, definitely gains a lot of MP every level up. Unlike HP, doesn't get a lot of HP. How big is this place? Is this like a single floor dungeon, or is this going to be like multiple floors, random generations? That and the save anywhere system. So yeah. A lot of things that make this game very, very easy compared to the original. Yeah. Plus you have ethers. Not only do you have a lot of MP that can cast way more spells way more times than you'd ever would have been able to cast in the original, you can also regenerate your mana in the old dungeons. Just healed him up. 32 damage. Antidotes are shrinking. You're should have picked up that curing spell, but... Yeah, might as well. I mean, I played this game enough times, I might as well do the extra content in it. If they're gonna add extra content. It's not like post-game dungeons, so you're able to do them like while you're playing the game. There's 7 HP for Trucane. Kind of right. Always poisoned. Boosted? No, this feels like a normal encounter rate. Except this one you have like those static enemies as well, so those ones you're going to be fighting no matter what. Well, you want to get through that path. But... doesn't feel like the encounter rate's any worse than the normal dungeon, to be fair. Yeah, that's true. Just seems like I go through the map faster, so it just hits the encounters faster, I guess. freaking time. Never fails. Just 3. Yeah, so you're still limited. But it looks like each... I think in the... I think in the original... You could only... You would learn, like, the spells in a... in that level, but everybody would be able to use those spells, but you only need to buy that spell once. And this one here, you could purchase different spells for different characters. So if you had, like, 2, let's say you had a white mage and a white mage, a black mage, and a red mage, you could have the red mage learn, like, that 4th spell in that level that the other 2 didn't use, for example, they didn't pick up. So you could actually technically have all 4 spells, but the original one, I don't think that was a thing. Fix it. Make sure I didn't miss any chest here. I think. If I recall correctly, that's how it worked in the original one. Yeah, most of the time, like, usually there's going to be, like, out of those 4 spells, one's going to be crap anyways. At the absolute least. Sometimes you only need 1 spell out of that level, so it's usually not a big loss. But, you know, if you really wanted to, you could technically have all the spells if you had the right layout. How's it going, Hunter? Yeah. Land gets poisoned every freaking encounter. Like, every encounter. I'm definitely gonna be out of antidotes before I leave this floor, especially if I go back. Feels like I probably missed some treasure here. Just make sure there's nothing down here. God damn it. Every fucking time. Not so bad if they drop antidotes, but a lot of times they don't. This is like one of the new dungeons that unlocks after you do the Earth Shrine. It's the first floor. So right now we got 2 people poisoned. Hopefully they drop an antidote. Nope. -2 antidotes. I'm definitely gonna run out of antidotes. Yeah, treasure. That's a good question. I don't know if the Story Master added these. This could have been like an exclusive thing for the Dawn of Souls stuff, maybe. Yeah. Square Enix never gives us like a definitive version of anything. Each version always has like some extra little things that they just don't bring in the next versions. And, you know, you can't give people a definitive version of something if you want them to keep buying it, right? It's like Dragon Quest is another great example. There's no such thing as definitive versions of those. Every version has like something slightly unique and that's not in other versions in some way. I'm sure it will be, but I'm sure it won't have everything. There's no... Probably going all the way back for looking for treasure, and there's probably none here. Playing the same day it comes out. Yeah, hopefully. Nice thing to play on the plane. Well, I mean, the 3-pack is just like the... It's just like the OG stuff, right? It's no... nothing special with it. Well, the HD one is obviously going to be a kind of totally new version of that game. Really gonna have to leave this dungeon. Don't have any more antidotes. Here's to be awful. It is. It's a miracle. He didn't get poisoned. Of course, the last dude poisons him. Come on, drop an antidote if you're gonna poison me. Jeez. Yeah, they're gonna release 1 and 2 at some point. Probably not right away, I'm sure, but... We'll wait like a year or two, probably. I'm sure they're gonna reuse a lot of the assets from 3. $5 Dragon Quest 3. I mean, they probably printed like 1 million copies of those back then, but it doesn't really matter. People still want... It's like Pokemon, right? Like Pokemon games always go for like high prices, even though there's like 1 billion copies of those out there. It's all about supply and demand. A lot of parents want to pick them up for their kids or something like that. A lot of people have nostalgia for it, so they want to pick it up. That kind of stuff. Antidote finally. Okay, well, it feels like I've been everywhere now, so there's no other treasure in here. Let's go back. It sucks. The entire thing is only like 2 chests. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, Pokemon is definitely one of the most, like, the most pirated carts out there. You have to be very careful when you're buying any sort of Pokemon game. It's very easy to get duped with fake. Even like complete box stuff, like most of the time when you buy a complete box game, there's a pretty good chance you're getting a legit thing, because generally when they make fake versions of something, they're gonna make like the cart, but not like the whole shebang, right? Pokemon, on the other hand, yeah. I can't really bought it on eBay, yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to do your research and know what to look for. Know the signs. It's hoping to be like a map thing in this. This way. Well, in person, that's the thing. Unless again, you know what to look for. It's easy to... Unless you know, like, exactly what to look for on the label, and maybe, like, the way the screws are done, that kind of stuff. 250 complete box, jeez. Not surprised though with Zelda. Yeah, the retro game stores generally won't sell fakes because they know what to look for, and they definitely don't want to be selling their customers fake games, because that's a good way to like get your name in the shitter there as a retro game store. Still never know. Yeah, that's the biggest problem with any of the, especially the portable games. Like portable games, like who's gonna keep the box of that? Kids would taking it out of the box, put the manual in a drawer somewhere, forgotten about, and eventually thrown away when you move or whatever. They're cleaning out, and the boxes just get thrown out because why the hell would you need that thing? You're not keeping it on the shelf afterwards, so unless you had somebody who's like, OCD or something like that to be keeping that shit, the vast majority of those got thrown out. It's one of those, like, hindsight is 20/20, as they say, right? Like, it's nobody would realize this stuff is actually worth money in the future. Yeah, exactly. CDs and DVDs and stuff, you can keep in the case, and the manuals are going to stay with it, kind of stuff. But yeah, you're never going to keep, like, you generally don't keep like any games that came in cardboard boxes, like any of the NES, SNES stuff. The same thing. Like people just they threw away the boxes. They kept the manual and the cart itself, right? So that's why it was always hard to. Very hard to keep that stuff, I guess. Treasure. New curtain. Vampire Fame. Realizes when foe. Well, some people took the CDs out and put them in binders and stuff, but generally, especially because of the manuals and stuff, people were just... And CD boxes weren't that big. They didn't take up as much, like, that much space compared to stuff like the, you know, the boxes for NES games and SNES games and stuff. Those things were pretty big. So, but CDs, I mean... Some people definitely took them out and put in binders. Yeah, these floors are quick. It's not as convoluted as the last one. PC games, yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of binders and stuff with the games, but they're games without labels, if you get my drift. Maybe this is the Julie. Wild Knack? Weird ass name. Weaker shit. Yeah. It's so weird how like the PC is the least backwards compatible of all the systems. Like, no problem, like, you know, a modern PC can easily emulate, like, PS1, like, all these NES, SNES stuff, no problem. But you want to play, like, an old PC game on a PC? Good fucking luck. It's, like, impossible. I mean, there's ways of doing it, but it's a lot more convoluted to emulate an old PC than it is to emulate, like, an old console. It's so ironic. Yeah, it's oftentimes just not worth it. There's some stuff that just won't work, no matter what you do. A lot of that has to do with just, like, you know, PCs converting from, like, 16-bit to 32-bit to 64-bit, and technology not being backwards compatible. And then you have, like, and another big problem too is with consoles, at least, you're emulating a single kind of architecture, right? You already know that, like, the console's gonna have, like, this hardware, this software, and you can easily emulate that. Emulating an old PC, you have all these different configurations. You have all these different software and hardware, like, are designed to work together, and trying to, like, emulate that stuff is nowhere near as easy. Everybody has, like, certain, like, maybe hardware they remember. You know, they remember playing a game, like, on a Voodoo 3D accelerator and with a certain kind of sound card, and you can emulate one thing, but then the other one doesn't work and that kind of stuff. It's just, it's weird. PCs. Read basic search from programmers learn. Programming 101, yeah. Yes, these last T4 has been pretty short compared to the other ones. To the first one. I don't know how deep this dungeon is gonna be though. Great. Freaking desert. Gotta find needle in the haystack in this desert. Brain. Linux is the best, yeah. This is gonna be fun. Let's just loop around. Is that the same tree I just ran into? Yeah. Something like that. Because PS3s are like the cheapest PCs that could run Linux. So they just use that. More ready supply or whatever. Definitely looping around. That tree's in the same position each time. But I think the second tree was like, because I went this way and it hit another tree fairly soon afterwards. But yeah. So it definitely loops around, but this one should be easier to see if I loop around. Every time. Nice, they dropped an antidote this time. Well, PS3 originally had the ability of using Linux, and of course they patched that out. Silver apple. Here's max HP by 5. Let's give it to Trukin since he's doing horrible with the HP. Oh no, you can still get a Blu-ray player cheaper than the PS3, but why? Why get a separate Blu-ray player when you can have a game system with a Blu-ray player built in? So it just made more sense. Same thing with the PS2, right? When PS2 came out, at least in Japan, the PS2 was definitely like cheapest DVD player, that kind of thing. Not cheapest, but it was definitely like there's a no-brainer going with the console instead of a standalone thing. Yeah, the Xbox 360 decided to stick with DVD, and especially, there we go. I think I gotta look for more chests in this place, because screw that. But yeah, having that extra HD DVD add-on was like the stupidest thing. Sony deciding to like to have the PS3 have a Blu-ray player in there definitely made the Blu-ray like format win the HD media war. Because a lot more people had Blu-ray players in their house than HD DVD because of that. Yeah, but it's always the the cart before the horse thing, right? Like if you don't have the player in people's houses, the media is not going to sell. So by having here's a game system, here's a reason to have a Blu-ray player in your house because here's the new game system from Sony. I was like, oh well, now that you have a Blu-ray player, here, have some Blu-ray movies, right? So it was a no-brainer for that media format to win. So that definitely helped a lot. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Sony was obviously leading it, but and of course Sony. It also helped that Sony had all like a big media house behind it too. Unlike like HD DVD was backed by what, Philips or something like that. It was backed by another company, but they didn't have like this big media house behind them, right? They might have made some deals with some media companies, but they didn't have like Sony movies or whatever. Big difference. Okay, not Philips. I forget which one did HD DVD, but how big is this dungeon? Nope. Boss. 2 bosses? Bosses? Doesn't seem to be any encounters on this floor. You've done well to come this far, but you will go no further. A kid now. No damage. This is a great start. Oh yeah, the original PS3 was really expensive, but it was also like, that was the era where like game companies were like, all right, let's just make this media box that has everything in it. So you had Blu-ray, you had games, you had like the SD card reader, so you can like put your photos on there. Of course, music. It had like everything, right? And then Microsoft went the whole like you can have an HDMI input in there, so you can use it as like a cable box kind of thing. Doesn't do anything, but it's gonna hurt, isn't it? I guess that's an insta-kill. It's kind of bullshit. Can't taste this corpse. This is gonna hurt, doesn't it? Fuck. Alright. I guess we're not taking down this boss. The dungeon itself was easy, but the boss, not so much. This is only one of, what, like 4 bosses? I got this, I got this. I, in fact, do not have this. I mean, we didn't die, it just, like, booted us back out. Yeah. always stupid. Maybe there's a way of like protecting yourself against that, but it seems kind of shitty. Either way, it seems like I need a lot more levels to be able to even fight that thing. Which means I have to go through that dungeon again. At least the first floor is the worst one. So is this the same enemy? Is this gonna be a different one? Yeah, different one in each one, I guess. Let's see what this one has. Maybe we can handle one of these, but probably not all of them. Never mind. You're handling 0 of these. Food porn time. What we got? It's a beefy burger. Looks delicious. So these enemies are clearly like end game enemies. It's so weird though, like the dungeon itself was a joke in terms of like the difficulty of the enemies. Unless they're maybe the enemies in the dungeon are based on your current like level, but then the bosses are like a static difficulty. Seems like there's 4 of them at least. Two-headed dragon. Should equip my worm killer. Would have had a chance. Can I switch equipment in battle? Is that a thing? I can change the equipment. I could just like use it. See how bad we die with this guy. I survived. What was not spell Final Fantasy 1? Yeah, fortunately. Never mind. We got this, we got this. Here's how much the damage the worm killer thing would even do to this guy. Come on, man. Ah, I was this close. Not really. Enemies will always attack first in this, no matter what you do. That's one thing that's so stupid. You can have a group of 9 enemies, you're gonna have 9 enemies attacking you before you can have one action with any of your characters, which is super annoying. I'm just curious, I mean, obviously we're not gonna have a chance in hell of defeating any of these enemies, but I'm curious how much damage the worm killer would do. This is supposed to be done like way later in the game than where we are right now. Which is still strange though, considering how easy the actual dungeon was in terms of enemy difficulty. effect. It definitely does more, so... Get here. One hit point. I suppose that he doesn't have any breath attack. I mean, he's going to use it now that I said that, but... I played it through Final Fantasy Origins, yes. No! My good damage dealer. I don't even bothering casting that, I mean... I for sure would have killed him by now, so... This guy's got way more health than I thought he would. Come on, Trucan. Yep, that was my last chance there. Yeah, this... Nope. He actually attacked first. Oh, he's still dead. Okay, this thing's got a lot of hit points, so yeah, this is definitely... Definitely like a very late game battle. So weird that we survived all the way up to there without an issue. I should just continue there because it doesn't seem like you get a game over, you just get booted out of the dungeon. And how else am I going to get out of this dungeon? Maybe you can teleport out or something. Because there was no stairs down when I went into that desert area, right? So I don't think I have any way of going out of here except in a body bag. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to die. Can you stack temper spells? I haven't tried, but oh, this guy's actually got a treasure chest next to him. Let's see what the last enemy's like. Ahriman. And now everybody dies. So close. Of course he heals himself too. So that was fun. Alright. Let's not do that again. He spent all his time healing. I just have to win the RNG lottery. Oh, there was nothing worth picking up in that level. Little shitty spells. Didn't want to waste my money. Alright, so the dungeons themselves, super easy. The bosses, hell no. Yeah, I can imagine. Right. Might as well ignore those until, like, the late game. Once we get our job changes and stuff, and, you know, heading towards the final boss or something, I guess I can go try those. Alright, where to next? Oops. Let's go over here now. Yeah, haste with Monk is pretty strong. It's like 16 hits. I mean, my Monk was actually doing like 300 and something damage after I threw haste on him. So he was doing more damage than my fighter guy, even though he was doing less damage than my fighter guy before he did that. In the NES. I mean, right now, what level am I? Level 28, so I'm sure they level up a lot faster in this one. Yeah, we'll get there at some point. Unsurprisingly, they probably changed this to the level spread goes up to 99. So I guess technically right now I'd be like level 14. Poison. Note to self, buy more antidotes. You good old Warmech. how the hand always, like, blocks your view. You still have this big hand sticking out, like, there you are. It's like, why do I need this hand? I'm pretty sure the flashing dot is good enough to indicate where the hell you are. That'll be exactly it. Crescent Lake. Antidotes, please. Why don't they sell antidotes? What the hell, man? You get ethers, though. Really need to keep ourselves cured, I guess. Husband is always traveling. In the little time he has home, he sleeps all day. I think he needs to get his priorities straight. 6, can we use level 6 yet? Can. Please. Oh. A wizard. Okay, definitely good for Terra. Useful. Maybe Vizira. I think I'll keep Sona since I could just buy the pins anyways. The golden needles or whatever. Here's my evasion protection. Be useful. Sword, hammer, mithril axe, 25 versus 23 with a little more accuracy. And a war mech for the Tyro. Good old war mechs. I think I ran into that in the NES one when I played it. That was fun. Wake up! Canoe, please. Till sages, we are guided to this land by the stars in prophecy. 4 great crystals exist in this world. Light that once shone within them is now lost. 4 fiends of chaos block the power of the crystals, claiming it as their own. Fire, earth, water, and wind. These are the 4 forces that compose of our world. The source of the 4 forces are ultra scattered throughout the world. Defeat the fiends that have taken root there, and lift up the crystal you carry to the altar. The crystal should regain its brilliance. The 4 fiends plot to rule the world, both past and present. The Fiend of Wind appeared 400 years ago, followed 200 years later by the Fiend of Water. Together they laid waste to the civilization in the north. The Fiend of Earth rots the land. Rotted the land, thank you. Where the Fiend of Fire passes, all is cast into flame. When all 4 crystals shine once more, return here. All will be revealed. Bring the light of the 4 crystals to us. Warriors of light, only you could do this. Volcano Mount Gulg rises to the west of this town. The Fiend of Fire long slept within its passages, but she has awoken 200 years before her time. Vanquish her before the world is consumed in flame. Well done, Warriors of Light. You have defeated the Fiend of Earth and restored the crystal's light. Sadly, this has drawn the notice of the Fiend of Fire. It is not to have stirred for another 200 years. Take this canoe and face the Fiend on Gulg. Hooray, a canoe! Only 1 canoe, though, so it's gonna be really crowded. I'm Lucan. I see. A cycle of Rat. A dim light guided by destiny. That about which the entire future revolves. Cryptic much. Let's use our canoe. What, can't use it here? Whee! That was like 1 person. This is totally not a canoe, by the way. It's more like a boat. A kayak is a single person thing. Canoe is like a kayak, but like it's all open. Definitely, this isn't the canoe. Yeah, it's like a dinghy. Gondola. Spinning spells, yeah. I guess now they can buy ethers. Wish. When you buy spells, especially, are expensive as shit. Wonder Swan one. I forgot there was a Wonder Swan version. Oh no, Wonder Swan, what? Probably. Time is it? Yeah, but the main thing with Game Boy Color is, you know, was the, well, by that point, you know, Game Boy Color had a huge library. And, like, well, the developer of the Game Boy Color is the one who did the Wonder Swan Color, like the engineer who created the Game Boy created the Wonder Swan, right? Let's see, like left Nintendo. But yeah, that's the main thing. Competing against a system that just had a humongous lead at that point, it's very hard to get in and make a dent. If your console was like technically better, you know, if your Wonder Swan doesn't have Pokemon, you know, how the hell are you gonna sell it, right? Things. Have to go to the other. Yeah, well, the problem with any of those consoles in that era was the competing against a system that was a lot cheaper, especially like not just the system itself, but like, you know, on the media, right? Like on the batteries. The batteries were like super cheap. Like as a parent, you didn't want to have to, you know, a kid plays with the system for like a day and like, Mom, I need more batteries, like. That would suck as a parent. So of course you're not going to buy a system that's that expensive and that battery hungry. Plus, I mean, the Game Gear was like big, was like chunky, it was heavy on the batteries, like it's a lot of stuff. So at least the Game Gear had, you know, had Sega backing it, right? So you had some franchises like you had Sonic and stuff, but even with that, it's hard to compete. Well, it's supply and demand, right? Because batteries aren't used as much anymore, they don't sell as many, so of course the prices go up. Keeps the prices high. Adapter, yeah. $100 for Game Gear. How much is the Game Boy at that point? Gear to the TV adapter. Oh yeah, so you could like a local TV adapter. I imagine the reception on that must have been horrible, though. $70. Other thing too with the Game Boys, they were all backwards compatible, which helped a lot. Like here's a new system, but it's backwards compatible with all this old stuff. That always makes a big difference when it comes to you know, incentivizing people to purchase your system. Yeah, the thing was chunky as hell, it was ugly as hell. The DS Lite was like infinitely better. It's better in like every way. Like, why would you want the OG DS? Excellent. It was a good game. Definitely a fantastic version of this series. 30 HP. 5, 6, 3, 22. Every time Sunny levels up, he gets like a huge chunk of mana. Why didn't that shop sell antidotes? I should have checked in the other town I went to, picked some up there. I didn't think about it. It's like one of these optional dungeons. This is wind, right? This is the wind one, I guess. Gamido? You don't say. Yeah. Launch GBA was the bar style one. Yeah, no backlight. The Game Boy Advance SP was the first one with backlight. And a rechargeable battery. So the SP definitely changed up the game there. Yeah. Final Fantasy 1 has way too many versions. I mean, this is my third time playing it on RPG Quest so far, and still have like at least 2 more times. Got the PSP one, and I got the Pixel Remaster one, so gonna be a while before we get through the Final Fantasy ones. Oh yeah, yeah. Fan translations definitely add a lot of stuff. You forgot there's no magnifier? If that was the OG Game Boy, you would have the freaking magnifier on top of that with the light and everything else. The speakers there. You gotta have those external battery-powered speakers. Those things were just... Those were Frankensteins. Gotta have the printer, of course. Yeah. Strap on the fish finder on there. I remember this one having an annoying, like, oh god. That's why I remember hating this area. Ow. Of course, you can't run away from those stupid things. These are like instant fail to flee. Well, it's better than I forget what they called it in the original one, but it was some sort of like wizard or something like that, which is freaking confusing considering they don't cast spells. So you think, I was like, oh, you got this dude that looks like it's wearing or using a staff, and it's called a wizard. You're like, oh shit. Gotta cast silence on them, and they never cast anything. They just hit you so freaking hard. White Dragon. Well, this one here adds a lot. Well, this one is a huge change from the original one. Like, completely different mechanically and everything. So the original one and the one in Final Fantasy Origins basically had kind of a... the magic system was like a D&D style one, where you would have different tiers of magic, and each tier you can only cast a certain number of times, so you can have like a maximum of 9 casts in that tier. There's no MP system, so you can have like up a maximum of like 9 depending on your level, obviously. Level 1 spells, maximum 9 level 2 spells, etc. And in this one here, they basically changed it to a classic MP system, which makes magic way more powerful than before. Like, you wouldn't be able to constantly, you know, nuke groups with AoE spells in the originals, because you would run out of magic before you get to where you need to go. So it was a lot slower process. The enemies did more damage, and of course it didn't have like a save anywhere system. Like this one I could just save anywhere, right? So it definitely made the games a lot harder. A lot of things were broken too, in terms of like, you know, things that are supposed to do extra damage to certain creatures didn't, etc., etc. Yeah, and they had cutscenes, and obviously you have the music, the graphics. There's a lot of additional stuff, but it's a good thing we just saved, by the way. Friggin' 9-group enemy encounter there with an ambush. Yeah, I mean, they made this way too easy. In Final Fantasy Origins, you had the choice of regular difficulty, which is basically like the NES level difficulty, as well as the like the easy mode. With this one here, you're basically playing the easy mode, but there's no difficulty option. Like, all you have is the easy mode. So it's definitely easier, even if you don't count the extra stuff because of even if you don't count the easy stuff because of the magic system. Yeah, and you get the bonus dungeons too, which have some super bosses. Dungeons themselves are not hard. Then you get to the super boss at the end, you're like, oh well, fuck now. It's crazy how hard the boss is relative to the actual dungeon bosses. The only one I even had a chance at like potentially killing was that two-headed dragon. Because I was dealing some pretty good damage to him, but he was basically one-shotting everything except for my warrior, so... And like anything that Squeenix does, there's no such thing as the definitive version of it, because of course they want you to rebuy this thing over and over, so they're always gonna have like some different stuff in each version just to get you to rebuy it. But yeah, in terms of the story and like the main, you know, the main gameplay loop, that's basically the exact same. Like, as far as I can tell, the maps are more or less identical, except for, of course, the additional dungeons. No, I didn't look at the trailer. I know of its existence that's coming out, but I haven't really looked at anything like what it looks like. These guys aren't dishing out a lot of damage. I got this, I got this. Oh wait. That's right, they could just instantly kill you, because fuck you. I forgot that was a thing. going really well. That was fun. Oh yeah, almost guaranteed it's not going to have the working designs translation, because, you know, unless they get authority from working designs, which is very unlikely, considering working designs doesn't exist anymore. So I hope I can at least get one of them killed before they paralyze everybody. I mean, it made the games funny, but it's definitely one of those things that does not age well. It's very much a product of its time. And then some. Yeah, I remember those mind flayers being nasty. HP for True King. Just a really annoying one. Alright. Dark Wizards, great. Ambushed us. Toes. This is good. God damn it. Needs to kill. Now, Tricane was already behind, now he's even more behind. I did. Played so much Lunar. Lame sword. Sorry, like I said, I forgot. You can be paralysis. Yeah. Lunar 1 got like so many different remakes. Really wanted to milk that one. God damn it. So bullshit. It's definitely like the worst dungeon in the game. I remember absolutely hating this one every time I play the game. This one doesn't change the awfulness of it in any way. It's gonna hurt, doesn't it? Ow. God damn it. That was horrible. Does the ice armor protect me against ice? I always forget. I'm assuming it does, right? Or wasn't it like the reverse in the NES version or something? Yeah, that was the one with the weird, like, grid system for combat, wasn't it? No, I'll be playing the original version of 12. I'll play the Zodiac Age later on, because that changes up the gameplay system quite a bit, so makes sense playing it a second time for that. 1,000 Arms. 1,000 Arms had definitely some interesting... The combat in that was but I love the actual like presentation of that game. So the broken sword helping to get stuff to forge your own damn sword. Yeah. So much money. 1, 2, 3. No, they could totally have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, but no. 1, 2, 3, 5, 0. Would have taken 5 less just to have a perfect number there. Oh, god damn it. Fucking Mind Flayers, what the hell, man? It's so bullshit. Every time. It should be illegal according to the Geneva Convention. Weapons of mass destruction. Like, it's so bullshit. It's like, oh, you're full health, oh, no, you're just dead now. It's just, ugh, it's horrible. Hope you like to die. The enemies here aren't hard. It's just, like, in terms of the actual, like, the enemies aren't difficult. I could be the most powerful, I could be level 99, these things are gonna insta-kill you anyways, so... Doesn't matter what your level is. Insta-kill is insta-kill. We'll find a way. Mr. King's actually getting some HP gains now. Is non-existent. Yeah, it's pretty much like thousand or like infinite space. Gameplay is practically non-existent, but it's a good story. Was fondly discussing in YouTube comments. SEMA? Why? Were they trolling? They must have been trolling, because there's no way somebody would, like, enjoy SEMA. The mechanics of that game alone are just absolutely trash. Like, the escorting system is just the worst thing in existence. Oh yeah, I mean it's why the ratings I give for games are completely subjective. Definitely don't take what I say, you know. Don't take my rating and say, oh yeah, this is the be all and end all, because it definitely isn't. Like, somebody out there enjoys Whale's Voyage. I mean, they're crazy. They're probably in a mental institution now, but, you know, somebody out there probably enjoys it. But Desert Bus is one of those things you enjoy ironically. It's one of those things you enjoy with other people. It's like a community thing, right? Nobody is actually going to go out and play Desert Bus by themselves just for the hell of it. Like, that's just... people don't do that. That's it, exactly right. It's a community thing. Nobody's gonna be at home by themselves playing Desert Bus. Like, that's just not gonna happen. You're doing it with a bunch of other people. It's just like... people can laugh at its absurdness, right? Got a leather stone. Sweet. Exactly. Yeah, totally a group activity. Kudelka and Shadow Hearts. Especially Kudelka. Kudelka is definitely special. I can even run away from these things. I haven't tried, I just assumed I can't, because I know you can't do that with the Pisco Demons. God damn these mind players, man. Except for brake, vehicle drifts just a little to the side and you need to correct occasionally. Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's like a real, you know, it's like driving a real bus. Not if you're trying to, like, drive, you know, a band to their next gig in time. It's no time for breaks. Gotta go. Ow. Even for a performance review. Well, that's the biggest problem whenever when you're developing a game and you're playing it, you lose touch of like of seeing the game subjectively through someone else's eyes, right? Because especially things like difficulty, like you might get used to certain mechanics of the game, you're used to how the game plays, so of course like, oh, this is too easy, let me increase the difficulty. Next thing you know, it's like ridiculously hard. Talking about saving, actually. You're gonna have to call it there for tonight, too. So let's make a save here. Now we'll be able to get our airship. Alright, so let's pause timer there. And yeah, let's call it there for tonight. Oops, pause timer. It's a nice little start to the Final Fantasy, at least. So tomorrow I'll be back on again. It's going to be a little later in the afternoon because I got some work I have to do in the morning. But back on in the afternoon tomorrow, and we shall continue this. Probably get this one done, I'm sure. We'll get Final Fantasy 1 done next stream, I'm sure. Then we'll start Final Fantasy 2 maybe. Guess we'll see. Yeah, thanks everybody for stopping on by. Hope you enjoyed some the end of Infinite Space. I'll have to make the I'll do that tomorrow morning. I'll get the fast forward commercials put together as well. Alright, let's see who's online there we can rate up before we head out. It's online right now. I got the RPG fan streaming. Great RPG fan up. We'll go from there. So everybody have a fantastic night. No.